Of course I did that, and now I can't find the stuff that I need. Oh, I'm live, and I don't have my things. Hi. Soulful Saturday. Come on in, you guys. Soulful Saturday. Where is all my stuff? Yeah, don't you love it? I put everything away so I know where it is. Let's see if I can find it. All right. How's that? How about if I try this? Huh? I'm having quite a morning. Afternoon. Maybe that's the problem. I'm not recognizing where it is, where I am. And I hit the button too soon. Hi, guys. How are you? Good afternoon. Hi, Vanessa, Doris. You guys, good to see you. And I can't even find I can't find my things. All right. That's fine. Hi, Deborah. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're out of the hospital. There's Liz. Good afternoon. Here come everybody. Oh, I just love it when I see you guys all coming on in. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Joanne. It's Saturday afternoon. Yay! So today, if you're part of my little fasting group that we're doing, we are the Hot Milk Queens on the Life app, which is fun. There's Dawn and Jill. Hi. Anyway, what we do on this thing is just kind of time our fast because it's fun. And it's, when it's fun, you do things, right? You do things that you wouldn't normally do. So what I've done on this thing, it's the Life app. You get it at the App Store. It's free. And I've done 2 42-hour fasts this week, which was an interesting experiment. I've done a 42-hour every once in a while, but this week I did 2, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to do a third. And I just couldn't feel it. Today I was going to do it. And, I think that's part of our assignment, if you will, I would say this is an alignment assignment of listening to your body and doing what your body wants you to do. So I am dirty fasting today, and we will see how that goes. I have even planned a small little meal with a spinach salad and some shrimp. That's going to be my dinner, and keeping everything within 500 calories. I mean, it all works, right? But I just felt like I needed food. I felt really just this hunger, and if you have a deep hunger, you need to listen to that. It's your hunger hormones talking to you. This is how we get in tune with our bodies and how we become the intuitive eaters that we want to be. I love it. That's how we dump all of this, weight loss business, because this really is a pain in the neck. And so therefore, I do have in my glass my hot melt mix, which is so tasty and so delicious. It's got all the electrolytes in it, a little MCT oil to make it extra special. We have it in the shop. And the stuff lasts forever. I mean, I think this is amazing. It also has all the electrolytes that you need. So as you're changing over from being a sugar burner to a fat burner, it's a lot less painful. Am I right? Let me just tell you, we have a lot of dedicated hot melt mix drinkers, including me. So cheers to you. So today we are talking about, it's Soulful Saturday, and that's one of my big, ta-da moments was understanding finally and getting it through my thick head that when I start to understand that a weight loss journey is not just a weight loss journey, it's not just about the weight loss and muffin tops and all of that, but it's about your entire life. It's about your entire life. When your entire life is part of the process, then you live on a whole new level for everything, and everything changes. And it's so much better than just going for a pair of size 6 jeans. It's going for a life that you truly want to live and participate in and play full out in. What a difference that is. What a huge difference that is. And it makes it so that you wake up in the morning anticipating and loving your own life. Instead of dreading it, you're anticipating what a great day it's going to be. Instead of saying, well, I got to do this and I got to do that, and being the total Eeyore of your entire life, you end up like Tigger, and you're boing, boing, boing from one thing to the other, and life is amazing. How about that? How about if we live in the place of having life be amazing? I think that's like the biggest needle mover ever in anyone's life, because then everything's possible, isn't it? And as a matter of fact, our quote of the day, which I just can't find, I got myself all organized and I think I cleaned up too much. But our quote of the day is a Audrey Hepburn quote about nothing is impossible. The very words say, I'm possible. Do you love that or what? Because you are possible. You have the possibilities and the makings for everything inside of you to have exactly what you want in this life. Not just about eliminating your muffin top, but also about having the things, the people, the whole game plan, if you will, in your life that works for you. What a wonderful way to live. And our whole thing is about getting off of the carousel of crazy, because the carousel of crazy takes up our whole prefrontal cortex of, oh my gosh, I look so awful. Oh my gosh, I've got this big muffin top. Oh, I've got to lose some weight. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to find a new diet. I've got to find a new guru. I've got to find a new plan. I've got to find a new crazy supplement. I've got to find all these things so that I can make my life better. Until I lose weight, I'm not worthy of anything. I've told you the story before that, my children were 14 and 12 and I was still wearing a nursing bra because I didn't feel like I deserved to have a pretty bra because I was too big. We do that to ourselves, don't we? We do that to ourselves. We are constantly beating ourselves up even when we don't know that we're doing it. And I want to bring you to this forefront of the frontal cortex of your brain and have you participate in the process, anticipating it, respecting it, and actually enjoying it. Because the process is where all this fun stuff happens. Seriously, it's where all the fun stuff happens. And one of the things that I want you to understand is that you've always been beautiful. Even in me standing there in that fitting room, looking eyeball to eyeball at this sales rep who was absolute sales lady at the, what was the name of that store? What is the name of the store that, Lane Bryant? I was there with Marla. We went shopping. This is years ago, probably more than 15 years ago, probably 18 years ago. And we're there, and I am there to get trying on clothes so I can wear something because none of my stuff fit anymore. And she says to me, we got to bring the girls up. And when she saw that I was still wearing a nursing bra, she was absolutely horrified. And she brought in all these beautiful bras. I selected one and, it was in my size and it fit me. That was when a light bulb went off in my head. I flipped a switch in a big way because I saw that where I was right now was who I needed to love right now today. It wasn't to be put off till later. It was to be done right now today. And a body that's hated is never going to lose weight. A body that's not respected and not loved is never going to lose weight because you're dismissing yourself. You're saying you're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. That old nursing bra is enough for you because you're not worthy of a pretty bra. You're not worthy of clothes that fit. You need to wait. And I put everything off. This is about your life. You need to allow the good stuff to come in. You cannot allow when you're dismissing and you're putting off and you're not considering yourself worthy enough. This is where all the magic happens. The magic happens in your head. It's not about yet what you do, it's about what you think. And when you can think about things in a different way and you can direct your energy into the places of the things you want instead of grousing and going over and over and over and over again of all the stuff that you don't want and all the stuff that's happening and all the negativity, then you can start to see your way toward change. And guess what? When that happens and when you're anticipating and excited to get up and have the life that you've always wanted to lead, all the good stuff starts to come to you. It's amazing. We attract in the things that we're thinking. We in our body, our brain is always looking for evidence to support what it is that we're thinking. So if we say, it's just, I can't ever do that and I gain weight just if I go walking by a bakery and smell it, your brain's going to go, okay, great. We'll make sure that happens. Tamp down your hormones and make it so that your metabolism is destroyed. Your brain is part of that. Your brain is the mechanism that runs all the hormones. And so if you're telling yourself these things constantly, your brain's going to be listening to it. This is the reticular activating system, and it will look for evidence to support the things that you want in your life. And even though you tell me that that's not what you want in your life, if you're thinking about it, your brain thinks, okay, game on, let's do it. Isn't that interesting? I find that fascinating. So if you understand that you've always been beautiful, whatever size you are, then treat yourself that way. Allow for the beauty to show inside and out. Let the words on your lips be words of kindness toward yourself and toward others. Stop gossiping. Stop doing the ugly things that ruin the beautiful self that you are. And start allowing instead in all of the beauty that you want to capture for your children, for your spouse, for your people at your work, for your community, and for your friends, and start putting yourself into the equation. You're worthy of it right now today. You're worthy of all the good things that you can possibly bring into your life. And we attract it in. You get that, right? We attract it in. Because, there's this thing about allowing. There's this thing about allowing. We allow in all the things that we don't want. We allow in people's negative opinions of ourselves. We allow in the negativity that we think about ourselves. We allow in this powerlessness, this pitiful thinking, all of these things. We allow that in. But what we're not allowing in are the things that we do want. Think about it. We're not allowing in a beautiful vision of ourselves. We're not allowing in all the goodness and wonderment and everything out there that we want. We're not allowing that, but we're allowing in the garbage we don't want. Have you ever noticed that? I've done that. I find that it's like partnering with powerlessness, and it's believing those things. And when you know that what you think about expands, then we need to be taking a look at what it is that we're thinking about, what it is that we're allowing. And when we can be present in our thoughts, and we can be present and understand and think, oh no, having the alarms go off and say, this is ridiculous. Look what I'm doing to myself. You don't have to beat yourself up. You just need to stop. I've told you that before. It's like being on fire. Stop, drop, and roll. You do not have to sit there and take it from yourself or from others. Having a voice in your life is the power. Having your voice in your life is stopping the pitifulness and just taking it from whomever, from whatever. From doctors to bosses to even a partner or a spouse, children. That's powerlessness. That's powerlessness. Speaking up is different. Powerlessness is a learned response. It's a learned response. We maybe have seen that with our mothers, and that's what we did. And, powerlessness is going out and choosing a partner that's an alcoholic like your dad was. I did that. Powerlessness is just shutting up and putting up. I did that, and it didn't get me anywhere. You know what it did? It got me a broken thyroid. It got me all kinds of problems, up to 237 pounds, and just this body armor of fat and an autoimmune disease that was out of control, and just a place of now all of my focus was on just not only getting rid of, this great big muffin top, but also getting to the place of starting to feel well again. And what is that going to entail? My focus was completely blown up, and I wasn't into the place of being powerful. But it wasn't until I understand that if I didn't speak up, if I didn't start allowing the good stuff in, if I didn't start focusing on the things that I want and not the things that I didn't want, that powerlessness was going to be the way of my life. And we do it on reflex. It's what we learned. But you can learn different. You can choose different, because every decision you make is powerful. Every empowering decision that you make that is for you is going to be the thing that takes you out of powerlessness. Yeah, how about that? I love the fact that we have powerful ways of combating this powerlessness. And that it's something that we can think of right now in our heads, that we can write it all down and think, what would be the opposite of that? Marla had the other day, she was talking about, she had her Q&A. And by the way, after I'm done, Marla's going to hop on for tea time. So don't forget, get on to tea time, guys. That's what you want to do. But when she said this, she was talking about somebody who said, what do I do? My kids destroy the house after I put it back together. And inside of my head, after I just clean up and do everything. And inside of my head, I was saying the only reason they're destroying your house is because you're allowing it. And if you don't train your children, basically are wild animals without training, right? They are. They're just, they're mammals. they're crazy and they're wild. And we have to train them. We have to train them to pick up after themselves. We have to train them to eat properly at a table. We have to treat them how to do the good things that we want them to do. And we have to train them in another way to not do the things that we don't want to do. It's a process of allowing that the things that we want them to do and not allowing the things that we don't want them to do. So if we allow our children to destroy the house and then say, what do I do about that? We are coming from a place of powerlessness, coming from a place of not understanding that we have the power to switch that over. All we have to do is step into our parental selves, and take that child and say, no, we're not going to destroy it. We're going to take 5 things out at a time, create a framework that's workable. We don't have to yell at them. We don't have to put them down. And we don't have to do that to ourselves either. We need to create a powerful framework. And that powerful framework is the thing that is going to move the needle. It's going to make it so you're no longer powerless when your child starts destroying the house. You stop, time out, and this is what we're going to do. You redirect and you show them. And it takes a long time. I'm not going to lie. Every single time, you're constantly changing and helping them and training them to do the things that you want them to do. It doesn't happen overnight. Training a palate, same idea. But training yourself is going to take that much of an effort because you go from here to there. That bridge that you need to build is a process. It is a process. We are training ourselves all the time. I tell you all the time, if you start to do something and you get wrapped up in it and then you start to put yourself down, just pull the plug on the emotions. Because the emotions aren't doing anything except building more powerful pathways to do that very behavior. When we put our emotions behind the vision that we want in our lives and we see that instead, that's when we start to build some powerful momentum to go directly toward the goals that we want, the vision that we have for ourselves, the life that we truly want to lead. It starts within us. The power is there. The purpose is there. Who we are as women, strong, powerful, not pitiful women, is there. And I don't ever want to see anybody just taking a back seat and losing their voice and not, standing up for themselves, whether it's to somebody else or to your own self. Your life is precious. And what we allow in needs to be precious too. It needs to be powerful. It needs to be building. It doesn't need to be destructive and horrible. It needs to be on purpose, not just wandering everywhere and aimlessly, but directed. And the things that we say to ourselves are the things that our brains believe. So we have to have that first and foremost and start flipping it when it comes up. Stuff comes up that's ugly all the time. All the time. So we have to make good decisions, We have to make decisions that are for us, that are pro-you, that are pro-us. And remember this, that if you just default into non-decision, that is a decision. That decision is a decision to fail. That's a decision to opt out and not participate fully in your life. So we have to be analytical and start taking a look at what's really going on, what's between our ears, what feels good in our heart and soul. Our beautiful selves house our souls. Our beautiful selves house our intuition and our knowing. And inside of that too is a purpose and a mission for everyone. For everyone. you're not alone by yourself and not included in this. Your life is so matters, that your life was created, and that you're here, and that God doesn't make junk, guys. He's all about you. Daughter of the King. That's powerful. So start living in the way that you want to live, and start flipping these things. At first, it's going to feel like all you're doing is just, oh my gosh, it's just like, there's just all this garbage coming up. But as you do this, and as you flip these switches, and as you start saying the things that you need to hear, and you start living in community with people who've got your back, you need your girls. You need them. Things change. I've seen this over and over. We have almost 2,500 people in the sprint. Started with nothing a few months ago. We have 2,500 people there. They're there about their muffin tops. And let me ask you something. What happened? Is it just about the muffin top now, or have things switched? Have you started to see things deep within yourself that are worthy of coming out, that are worthy of being supported, that are worthy of your time? Yes, you have. I've seen it. I've read it. I've coached a lot of you who've gone into some of my programs and sat with you eyeball to eyeball and talked about this stuff. I have seen empowered women come out of this program. And it's not just about your weight. It's not just about your waistline or the muffin top or your size 6 jeans or losing weight or any of the other stuff. It's about who you are. It's about who you are and how you want to live in this life. Playing full out, participating in everything, and having the life that you've never had the guts before to dream about. That's what we do. I want you to look at this seriously, and I want you to start writing things about yourself, the things that you love about yourself, and start exercising this decision-making muscle that you have decided that this is your year, this is your life, and you are no longer going to just roll over and let things happen. You're going to participate in it. You're going to be a part of it, because this is what wise women do. This is what soulful women do. Wisdom isn't just this weird innate ability. Rather, it is a mishmash of accumulated wisdom and experience that we've picked up along the way. And that wisdom and experience that we've picked up along the way, and the skills and the common sense and all of that, that can be used for good. Steer it, bring it in, apply it to yourself. Be willing to take a look at the things that have been hiding in the darkness, and live for yourself, and live for your God, and live for a life that's worthy of every breath you take. We are women who need that, because that's who we are. We're multidimensional, and we are so much more worthy of this kind of attention to our lives than we've ever thought. But we can't do it. We can't do it unless we're willing to look. Are you willing to look? Are you willing to be that soulful woman who goes inside and digs, takes a look, gets rid of the stuff that no longer works, and starts constructing a life that's for and pro you? That's what we do. That's how we allow the good stuff in. We see, we attract, we know, we build our community, and we get rid of the stuff that no longer works. It's simple. Is it easy? It's going to take some doing. And you're worth fighting for. You're worth it. Every cell in your body is worth it. And this is how we do life, guys. This is how we do it. Don't be like somebody, on most people's dying regret is that they didn't live the life that they wanted to live. They lived for other people. That's the dying regret. Don't be there. We don't want to do that. We want to live a life that when you're gone, they said, you know what? She lived full out. She lived a life that was amazing. And she lived and loved everyone around her. That's who a soulful woman is. And that's you when you choose to live that way. Boom! Let's go have some tea. I'm so glad you joined me today. Thank you so much. And do share this video. You know, if you've got women in your life that you want on board in your community, bring them on. That's what we do. And by the way, Sprint starts February 3rd. That's a week from Monday. So go pick it up. Pick it up. And go to savingdinner.com/sprint and pick up your copy. 17 pages, it's free. And it's going to have all the information in there. You're going to get a good education about what this is all about. And then you get to be a part of our community, because there is just nothing like a bunch of Sprint women on your team. Am I right? Oh my goodness. Everybody who's here pretty much is that woman, and they're great. Anyway, peace out. I appreciate you all, and I will see you over at Fly Lady for tea time.